everyone. Welcome to Pampas and Pencils. This is Orlandis and Gally, and we are filming, or this is our second episode.
Yes, I'm so excited. I feel like I'm getting more and more excited.
Yeah.
Recording these things.
Yeah. Especially when we were the first pilot, we definitely got being very critical of ourselves, being able to be more comfortable in front of the camera and talking, but this is very exciting.
I definitely feel like I just from rewatching the video and the podcast, re-listening to how we talk, I'm really excited that I get to really work on being a better speaker. That's like the big benefit of doing this too, because usually when we talk, we're not very conscious of like how we talk.
I agree. I completely agree. Like, I felt like I was very poetic, and you kept asking me, you're like, give an example, and I'm like, but you're right. Like, when you talk to just any normal, like your friends or family, and you could just like, I could speak to you and be like, give you all these poets.
Yeah.
But you're like, but no one's gonna really know.
You need to attach an example to like the big umbrella terms that sometimes we're talking about. Yeah. So, I mean, I have so much to work on too. My goal for this podcast is to not say so many ums and likes, which I'm sure is like something we all try to have to like work on. Yeah.
Well, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
How are you feeling? Have you been going to the gym?
I'm gonna feel so guilty now. No, I didn't go. I really tried to go yesterday, but I couldn't do it. Like, I was so exhausted.
You just couldn't push yourself, hey?
No, I knew. So in my head, I'm always like weighing: should I sleep or should I go to the gym? Because both sleep and the gym will help me lower my stress levels. And I always choose sleep because I'm so short on sleep right now.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to be kind to myself and be like, just because I don't go to the gym doesn't mean it's the end of the world, even though it was a goal that I made last week.
Well, you could just push yourself for next week.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, okay, well, I didn't go this week, but I'm going to go 3 days next week.
Maybe 2.
Okay, I'll do like 10 naps and 1 gym.
But yeah, no, I feel okay. I feel like right now in my personal life, I'm really trying to balance my my mental health. Yeah. So just trying to like remember that, yes, I have all the power to take on all these tasks, and I know I'm capable of like executing on them, but it's a balance between my energy level versus the amount of work I take on. And I feel like a part of me is like, oh, cool, there's an opportunity here, there's an opportunity here. Oh. I want to take them all on because I know I can do it and I'll do them great. But because there's like so many opportunities coming at the same time, I won't be great when I execute on them.
And when, like, when you're challenge driven, you're like, oh, I'm going to take this one and I'm going to take this, I'm going to take all of them because you're so challenge hungry. But you don't see like the other side, downside, which is what you're talking about, is like the exhaustion and pushing yourself to the over limits. And that's where you're going to fall and drop the ball.
No, totally.
Yeah. Your mental state is throughout the window.
Yeah. Like right now, I think I'm trying to balance the social aspect and the business aspect. I actually wrote down in my journal the other day, like, I feel like the more that I'm strategic and logical, the less I am emotional and heart driven with, like, whether it be with my friends or family or even just having soul in my business. I feel like there's so much logic and reasoning behind what I'm doing. And I really want to be more in touch with my heart. Which is crazy coming from an empath, like, that I'm saying that I'm too logical and not emotional enough. I think it's just, it's a fine balance between that pendulum swing. And I'm definitely swinging more on the logical side in this moment in my life. And I want to swing back a little bit too. My more emotional side.
So what things do you think would help connect your heart?
I think meditating more.
Yeah.
Maybe the gym would help So, you know how we just literally did a full circle back to the gym, right? Like this is where logic. I know that the gym will help center me. Doing it is a whole nother thing. Like, I need to truly believe that the gym will, like, help me.
Yeah.
And I think there's a part of me that's like, oh, it's just not worth it right now.
Yeah.
And so that and another big thing is meeting up with my friends. Like, whether it be friends who are on the same boat as me, whether they're like in their first few years of business, or like maybe they have 10 years or 15 years under their belt in business. I find just talking to these people it's more grounding, and it's like more authentic. We can get real with like the challenges, and I can cry in front of them and be like, this is hell right now. And then they're like, no, this is good. Like, keep opening up, because like, keep talking about it, right? And I don't feel judged when I cry. So
it's good to cry, because you're releasing all this energy and emotion.
Yeah.
Then building it up.
Yeah.
It's not good to build it up.
No, it's not. How about you? How are you feeling today, Orlandis?
I actually feel great.
Yeah.
I feel great. Yeah. I know we got some really, I'm trying to not talk about business. Yeah.
I guess I talked a little about business too.
Yeah. But we're doing, like, we have some really cool, exciting projects that are coming up. So I'm pretty pumped. I'm very excited. I think I'm wearing that excitement on my, on my sleeve.
Yeah. I need some of that right now.
Yeah.
I love that we're in a way a little bit opposite, because right now you're really like excited and happy, and it motivates me because I am definitely on the lower tier of my emotions.
Oh, I will rub those vibes off of you right now until we recently just started a kitchen renovation. Yeah. So the demo is almost done. We have trades in right now. So this is the fun stage when you see everything transform. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm doing a lot of assisting and making sure, stuff is like ready to go for the trades, drawings and stuff. So I'm pretty pumped about that. I was listening to some really good beats the way here, like just amping it up in my car, especially when you're like wake up 5 a.m. You're like, okay, I need to amp this up. Yeah. Yeah. So,
I get that. Just yesterday I was playing a lot of EDM.
Yeah,
like
no.
Well, like, okay, so the
actually,
playlist.
No, I love EDM.
Well, so okay, there's different genres of EDM. Yeah. So in my Spotify, I clicked. There's when you go to your liked songs, you can actually section off like what genre. So I've been listening to EDM, and it's just too mellow. So I scrolled over and I saw Ibiza. Oh yeah. And so I've been listening to the Ibiza section of my playlist in the last couple days, and definitely so hyped, and I feel like I'm on a beach, like on a yacht or something, dancing.
Yeah, so our next podcast or episode will be on a beach.
Yeah. There's a green screen behind us.
Yeah. Well, I'll put that in a rendering, like our renderings back there.
Yes.
I was listening to some like the Fugees, like old school Fugees, LL Cool J.
I wish I can say I know who that is.
I know. I think I'm too old for this. But I do like my old school like reggae, R&B, hip hop, right? So I need that.
Actually, I had an idea as I was driving this morning to here, and I really want us to touch on our affirmations. Both my coach and one of my mentors this week have both said that I need to work on affirming myself every single morning. So write a list of affirmations and really truly believe in it. And even if you don't believe it yet, to read it out loud every single morning. I understand it. I did it before. I just stopped doing it for a while. So I'm trying to get back into it. And I wanted to see if we wanted to just do that at here.
I love that concept. Just to kind of touch what affirmations is like self words of, self-love and goals. You want to kind of project out there for energy and vibes. And So I think that's my definition of affirmations. What's your definition?
My definition is self-belief of certain values or concepts that you want to embody. I find that most affirmations should be inspirational or aspirational.
Yeah.
So something that you want to become and you don't believe to your core that you are that yet. But the goal of it and the activity and the practice of it is to say it out loud so that you can train your mind to believe that you are. So if I said, for example, let's put like a monetary value, I am a millionaire, or that I am capable of making $1 million.
Yeah.
The more you tell yourself that, the more you will start to make decisions around you that's going to prop that idea up.
So like manifesting those, goals out there.
Yes.
We are going to be a millionaire.
Yes. Yes. It's definitely more.
We are going to be a millionaire.
It's definitely more spiritual.
Yeah.
Like, and this is what I mean by I feel like I'm so logical. I need to get more in touch with my spiritual side. Shout out to Wilson for getting my brain to think like that. It's like the balance between spiritual and logical side of my brain. And so I'm working a little bit more on the spiritual side this week. Let's start with affirmations. So what do you want to start? An affirmation, maybe we'll list like 3 affirmations. So I think affirmations, usually it's like a sentence that you would say to yourself. So like, I am this, or I will do.
I am going to take time for myself, and then I am going to work hard to get through my to-do list. And then my third one would be like, I'm going to kill it today.
You're going to rock today.
I'm going to kill it today.
Yeah.
And if something falls or if something like an obstacle like drops and it's like, it's not the end of the world because I am killing it today.
Yeah. No matter what, the mindset of, that positivity is going to be around you no matter what. Yeah. The negative outcomes are.
I'm going to kill it today.
You're going to kill it today.
With $1 million.
With $1 million.
Just keep going. What's yours?
I'm going to write. So I actually wrote it on my whiteboard. I'm just going to pull up my video. Because I took a video of it this morning. So one of my affirmations is that I am capable of making money. So I really... It's not
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's not that I don't fully believe it because I've seen myself be able to convert in my business. It's just that there's always that self-doubt. It's like, oh, I might not be able to fully do this. Hence why I always consider getting a job.
And it's fear.
Yeah, it's fear. It's fear.
So that anxiety is built up by fear. So you thinking that, or we like everybody thinks that it's that fear that's driven in your belly. Yeah. But
the thing is, at the same time, I know my intuition tells me, hey, this is the route you're supposed to be taking. This is all happening for a reason. And the friends and family that are supporting me and affirming me that I am capable and they believe in me definitely helps. But it's that balance of like other people believing me, but like me not fully believing in it yet. Yeah. Right. And that it makes it hard for me to really convict and like be purpose driven when that idea of being able to make money is staggering a little bit. So I need to say that more every day. So I am capable of making money. My second one I would say is I am intelligent.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And so I don't truly believe that, and I think it definitely stems from maybe some sort of childhood like belief that I am not smart enough. To be honest, I think it's because when I was in university, I went from being a straight A student in high school to like a C to B student in university. My brain just like was more interested in the social aspect of like meeting new people. Like, oh my gosh, like I was in such a small pond in high school, and then now like university opened up my world to like this big giant ocean of people and just, it was so diverse, and I was so interested in meeting people. So I definitely slacked in school. So that created a belief in my system that I'm not that smart. That high school and elementary was just an easy A, and I'm actually not intelligent.
I do want to touch on that because I feel that everybody would relate to not feeling, okay, that person's smarter than me, or like, oh, I'm not as smart as that person. But it's being, you're comparing, and you can't compare because, and hell yeah, you are smart. You could get to that place, or you're in that place because of your true intelligence. And I feel sometimes that insecure kind of like, again, it's fear again.
Yeah, it hinders me.
It's like a full circle. It's fear.
Yeah, it definitely hinders me and holds me back from like fully blossoming into like the person that I want to be, for sure. Yeah. And then my third one is I wrote that I'm an extrovert. What? Because like naturally from the business, I think I'm more introvert because I'm always like trying to plan. But at the same time, there's that social aspect that I know that I have. And I love to socialize and be extrovert. Because I'm not like a pure introvert. I'm like an extroverted introvert. Like,
so you're half and half.
Yeah. When I did the Myers-Briggs, I was half and half. So, but I've definitely like invested more time into the introvert side, and I need to I need to push myself to be more extroverted.
I like how you touched on that because I can relate to that. Like, I don't know if it's like kind of more of like an entrepreneur mind when you're so go. You're at home in your bubble or in your comfortable spaces, right? And then when it comes to like actually stepping out of the bubble and socializing, we're so used to like being in this comfortable spot just working.
Yeah. And it's like a pressure cooker.
Yes.
We're literally forming a pressure cooker in our own brains to like be in this hyperbolic chamber of ideas, and we're trying to like execute on our ideas constantly, like, right? But at the same time, it's like, girl, you need to just take a break. You just need to like put on some heels, put on some nice clothes, put on some lipstick, and head out the door and just live and breathe in a beautiful space and like live.
On a yacht.
On a yacht. with a martini in hand, a sangria.
Yeah.
So, I know it's a weird affirmation, but I do need to start telling myself that I am extroverted, because I always tell people I'm introverted. I'll even tell like friends and family.
Oh, that's a good affirmation.
I did realize when I started business that I told people that I'm introvert. I'm like, I'm an introvert, and they're like, no, you're not. And I was like, I guess in a way, for me, it was better to communicate that I'm an introvert because it gave me an excuse to stay home to work on my business. But I think that also has like a negative.
No, you have to shut your brain off or you'll go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's one thing we all could relate, is that your brain is constantly moving. It's like, sometimes you'll be like, okay, am I present? Like, I have 500 things that I'm going through right now, but I'm staring at you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my to-do list, I do not get that done. But it's just, we need to shut that completely off and then do something like, the term work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
It's literally true. Like, you work hard, now shut it off and go play. Yeah, because it helps you reset, and then you go back and you're refreshed than being like the wires are so fizzle. When I say wires are so fizzle, like your energy's out.
Yeah, totally. And I need to remind myself that I'm a fun person. Like, I can be fun. I'm not just business minded. I can actually have fun. So I think I mean, also the pandemic has made it an excuse to stay home more.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because it's like, there's not much to do other than to go out and spend money to eat good food.
I know.
But
or we skip the dish.
Yeah.
Which is back again. Now it's going back to being introverted again. Yeah. It's skipping the dish in home because in a comfortable space.
I literally could take the 5 minutes to go out and drive to go pick up my food, and that would probably give me like sunlight. better atmosphere and probably some oxygen instead of being confined in my four walls. But I don't, because I'm like, no, I'll just skip the dish it, or I'll just Uber Eats it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But yeah. So I guess moving on to our topic today.
Yeah, so we're talking about heel strapping.
Yes.
Would you want to touch about that?
Yeah, so I don't know if we're coining the term heel strapping from bootstrapping.
We call it heel strapping because we have a full closet of heels.
Yes. What is heel strapping? Heel strapping, aka bootstrapping, is the process of building a business from scratch without attracting investment or with minimal external capital. So it's essentially using your own capital and funding and founding your company from the ground up. The mindset usually when it comes to bootstrapping is to be very frugal with your energy, being very efficient and aware with how you're spending your money, and then cycling and putting that money, any profits back into the business, and essentially trying to grow your company as quick as possible with minimal amount of money coming in.
What ways could you bootstrap? Like, what ways could help you bootstrap? Is like any profit that is being brought in, you could definitely use that profit to help market it more, so you could bring in more of the revenue in.
Yeah.
And I find also too, when I think about bootstrapping, is like putting the energy, your time, and you're essentially wearing all the hats when you're first year.
Yes, every single hat.
Every hat. So because that would help cut costs.
Yeah.
But then you get to a moment that, okay, I can't do all of this.
Yeah.
The first year when you're bootstrapping your business and you're wearing all the hats, that's when you need to be grounded the most, because that's when you could really hit a mental state of your mental well-being of being exhausted.
Yeah. You're gonna be burnt out.
Yeah.
But the goal is to try to balance yourself and know your own boundaries. Boundaries are so important to know that you don't hit that wall and become burnt out. Like, I've definitely had my swings of being in a blissful, like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm on a high. And then I, like, swing on the opposite pendulum of being completely burnt out. I don't want to get out of bed. And it's those big, giant mood swings that makes it so difficult sometimes to, like, keep going. But I think as years go by, because, like, I need to remind myself, I'm only in a year and a half of my business. Both of us are only a year and a half. We're not even 2 years in yet. And we are going to get better with balancing that pendulum swing.
And, like, that first year, you're working your ass off so much. Like, you're hustling, and, like, and you want to put all of this energy into this business, but you kind of lose yourself.
You lose your identity a little bit. I mean, I'm experiencing that a little bit right now because I am in my burnt out stage. But I question, who was Gally 2 years ago? I remember her being very, like, outgoing and very fun and nonchalant and just carefree. And I've kind of swung to the opposite pendulum where I'm, like, very, very, what's the opposite of carefree? I'm very, like, confined and conservative with my resources. And that's because I'm in bootstrap mode. So, like, I'm not going to go out and spend my money on eating out if I know that money could have been allocated into my business and fund it, right?
Yes.
So cup noodles is, like, a thing in my life now.
Mr. Noodles or Mama Noodles.
Sapporo, man. Sapporo? David got me onto Sapporo noodles. And you have to buy the cup version, not the packet version. Yeah. And it is delicious. I was like, it's just cup noodles at the end of the day. No, cup noodle, Sapporo noodles, like Ichiban. I think it's like Ichiban Sapporo.
Yeah.
You need to try it if you haven't.
Okay, so after this, I'll go grab some.
Yes. Okay. What I wanted to talk about was, for bootstrapping, a lot of my mindset is always trying to figure out my priorities. So when it comes to, yeah, you can do all of these 10 tasks which are beneficial to your business. However, you only have 24 hours in a day. So that is a resource already, right? That's a calculatable resource, 24 hours in a day. You only have X amount of capital.
And count your driving time. It's crazy how much driving time.
Oh, I've never done that.
Yes. Like, I'd be like, okay, I'll book when you schedule, which you should see her schedule.
You know what? I will put a screenshot of my schedule and I'll box everything out so you can't see what I
She even schedules our time to talk.
I also schedule time to not work.
Scheduling, but like when you schedule, and this is what I've learned, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm going to be late, but like your driving time, allow like an hour or a half hour to an hour, because I always keep missing it and I'm like, damn, I'm late again. Yeah, because of traffic and stuff. So like that driving time, you're spent on the road for 3 hours that day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But like whatever your hourly rate is, multiply that by how much you drive. Like that's how much money you just lost in a way. And plus gas. That's not even counting gas. Gas is so expensive right now. I pay for premium gas in my tank. Every fill is $100.
Yeah.
Another tip for if you want to be on time and know when to leave your house, Google Maps actually allows you to toggle a reminder of when to leave the house so that you can be there 5 minutes early or like 10 minutes early.
Oh, that's really great tip. So the first year when you do want to like kind of dive into business, I know everybody's mindset is like, do they take out a loan and get a business plan going to get a loan to start up a business? Or if they want to test the waters of getting a business, that's when they do bootstrap and invest their own savings into the business and their time. And say if they see that profit cycle in and out of that business, you could continue on growing the business, but the more that it grows, the more momentum you need to put in for the momentum to come back out. And that's when you start looking into avenues of investors or looking into investing bigger lump sums. Yeah.
So if you know the direction and you know the purpose of how the next year is going to play out, there's security that you can pitch and leverage with the bank or whoever your investor is and say, hey, this is how my year is going to be playing out, and this is how much I expect to be able to bring in gross revenue, right? Then your investors will be like, oh, okay, cool. So they believe in your plan and they will invest in you.
Yeah. And that first year is kind of like your tester, right? So you'll know exactly, you project sales for the next years to come.
And you might not even know, like you might have an idea in your first year of like how you're going to generate the sale. Well, this is in my business.
Oh yeah.
But like it pivots. Yeah. You might be getting more income in this avenue of your business, and you might have never have thought that like your business would branch out this way. And it really depends on what you're selling, but like like for example, as a product-based business, I was solely focused on e-commerce, right? Online sales and all that stuff. But then the pandemic hit, so I was like, oh my gosh, I need to focus on more local, because one, I don't have a huge amount of capital saved up for all the ads I need to spend on like sending my ads all across North America. So like advertising to the US, which I did in the beginning, advertising to a bunch of people in Toronto, right? And then I was like, you know what? Like I'm spending money on ads and I don't know if the return is going to be there. So it's better for me to spend my labor and go to these markets locally and be able to build connections. That is free in a way because my time, and I get to actually physically be there building the connections. So there's more value in that.
And you create that base. And you build that base, that stepping stone, and now you could branch out.
Yes.
The first year I wanted to I wanted to take on every challenge possible. But you're right, it's to stay local first and get your footing, then branch out and be like, okay, let's do something out of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then you already have that base. Because yeah, you're learning that first year and you're juggling. You're like, okay, I can't do that. Like, you know, I'm not ready yet. But when you're like, you're just this little bird that's coming out and you're like, okay, I'm ready to fly. Let's go to Toronto now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like what I realized too by focusing on local is the relationships that you build are so important, so vital, because this will lead into the next topic, but like building partnerships and building relationships so that you can leverage other people's strengths. So let's say you're not let's say like you're not good at marketing. Like I know I'm really good at social media and like the tech side of things. So if I link up with someone, they're like, hey, I'm not that great at marketing, but I'm really good at this. Then it's like, ooh, there's a potential to work together. And if it makes sense where we're both going to benefit from the relationship, or let's say our target market is the same, or the products that we're producing is very complementary, then I would partner with that person, because now it's like a win-win relationship and we're both able to like feed off of each other.
And this is the next so I'm going to introduce the next the next so collaborating and partnerships. This is a good benefit for especially when you are going into business and you create that base that have similar qualities, maybe interests, maybe branding. The first year you really learn your strengths and your weaknesses. And I can personally tell you my strengths is strongly in design. Is strongly in design. I am the worst speller and punctuation on this I can admit that. I'm like, I'm not great with that type of social media or marketing. But being able to partner up and being with someone that, you know, gets your creativity and you guys could put those two together, you're stronger than ever. Also too, like I've partnered up with a contractor. I spoke to this last episode, how I project managing and contracting, like overseeing the project, it's 2 jobs. It's literally 2 jobs. So partnering up with someone that you're working alongside, you work well with, you guys have like similar synergy, and be able to bring this project to life together. It helps with the workload and being able to be on point. Because if you're doing, I know, on point, pun unintended. But that being said is
that wasn't intended, was it?
No, it wasn't. It just
interior's on point.
Yeah.
How do you say it's tied them on point?
Tied them on point. Yeah.
Plug.
So that and then it brings value to what we provide to the client is a design and build, right? So you're bringing 2 brains together and you're getting that as a package. You're getting the design experience and also the build experience, and then the dual that comes to us. And then our partnership. So this is a really cool partnership because it's design and we're both 2 creative brains. And we're creating workshops. We're bringing the brands together and providing this service or product. So these collaborations and partnerships are very good to network and have. And then I'm going to bring in like an example, like, you know how you see it like in the fashion world when Fendi collaborates with an artist and then you get like this cool limited edition bag. That's what a collaboration partnership is. You're getting a limited edition partnership. You're getting a service and a product together.
And I know, like, for me, my business, I have since the beginning incorporated collaborations since the beginning, because I've always had the mindset that Pampas Gal was going to be a very community oriented brand. And whether it be serving the community or on the back end where I am connecting with other business owners to build something great together, the foundation's always on community. And I think I've been doing good so far with it, because like I've connected with so many business owners that I never thought that I would have the opportunity to, right? And I've gotten my products in like Brew and Bloom. I've gotten my products in the Fourth, and I have really good relationships with both those business owners, and they both inspire me. So like we feed off of each other's energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree with you that when you collaborate and partner up with another business owner, you feed that energy, that driven, and it keeps you guys keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you learn so much too, because like every business owner comes from a different background, right? Like, and so when I get the opportunity to meet another business owner, and if our synergy just connects, and we share the same values. Values are so important. Then that makes me want to be a part of their business even more. So whether it be that we create, like for Pampas Gal specifically, whether it be creating a workshop together in their space, or having my products there and we're both going to try out to see if like both our markets love and can experience or enjoy experiencing our products in that store. Like all of these are all strategic. Like yes, it's great to be able to have these partnerships, but I personally, for my brand, for Pampas Gal, I only want to work with people that I know are share the same values. Like that is so important to my brand.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I don't want to just like share all of my energy. That's one thing, and like I don't want to dilute what I have just to like get my foot into every single door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and I'm gonna say like don't partner up with something that like doesn't make sense, right? Yeah. So like if you're if your brand is very like soft and clean lines and stuff, don't partner up with like like industrial and punk. It's like not aligned, but like something that like you guys like again touching is are you guys aligned? Synergy, like this makes sense. Yeah.
And that is so important in the beginning part of your business, because people don't know who you are yet. Yeah. So when it comes to from a branding marketing perspective, if people cannot identify what your values are and what you stand for, what your aesthetic is, it's very important to connect with other brands who already have that, whether it's a solid foundation already or that you guys are building it together, you're on the same playing field. To give you a visual, it's like if you're working with a brand who's already here and you're here, that brand, even though they're maybe 5 years ahead of you or 2 years ahead of you, they might actually, you could leverage their branding because the values are very similar and their audience already has loyalty to this brand. And that's important because you don't have an identity. But if you know to your core what your identity is and you're like, cool, this person is already here and we're on the same page, it is very beneficial to like work together so that people can identify you and be like, oh, cool, she is like this brand but she offers a different service. Yeah. So I already trust her because she's working with this person that I already trust.
And that goes by full circle is like providing that product and so, like the limited edition, you're like, oh, they're partnering up, what are they providing, like that's just cool, like they're
there's like exclusivity.
Yes.
And another reason why our workshops are so important to us is like we get to now build a platform where we bring and collaborate with artists and with other designers and other business owners, and people can use this platform to express and share their art or share what they want to share, and we get to learn from them too. Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
We're gonna bring in all types of artists and instructors and stuff, and you're right, like we're partnering up with them and getting to know them and their passion, and this is a collaboration. Like this workshop is like based on collaboration.
Yeah. So I'm so excited about it. We're still in the planning phase of our first workshop, but it's coming together.
Details will be released soon. And a launch party. Yeah. Should we announce a launch party?
We don't have a date yet. Do we? But I don't know. We'll keep that hush. But we do want to have a launch party to kind of bring everyone together and just to like meet each other before we actually go down the path of housing workshops. It's like, let's come out, have fun, let's meet each other and like see how we vibe.
Enjoy the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And celebrate each other. So that's one thing in the pandemic we didn't get. It's like we were all at home.
Mm-hmm.
And now that, you know, restrictions is being lifted, we'll be able to celebrate like our achievements and other people's achievements and milestones. There's going to be a party boom.
I know.
A party boom.
I went to Joey's yesterday, and I like took out my phone, and you know at the entrance you always have to take out your your QR code and everything, and they're like, "Oh, you're good." I'm like, we don't need QR codes anymore. I forgot about this because the mandate was like March 1st. So yeah, so I was like, cool.
I can't wait till the masks come off.
Yeah,
because I have really bad acne.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
look acne right now.
So, I'm gonna ask you, what is your goal to accomplish this week? Now we're just closing out to the.
Should we touch base on like if we accomplished our goal last week?
Oh,
I didn't, but I did not accomplish my goal. I was very aware of it. Even last night before I went to bed, I was like, "Gal, you need to go to the gym before the podcast." But I really couldn't. I chose sleep over my gym time.
So what is your new goal?
My new goal is to be more heart-focused. I want to reach out to at least 2 people this week. I want to kind of reconnect my soulful, more like loving side of me, and there are certain people that bring that out of me, and we don't need to talk business. So I want to connect with more heart-focused people. So 2 is going to be my goal.
That's a great goal.
Thank you.
I'll keep you accountable.
Yes. How about you? So last week you said that you wanted to reach out to more people to...
Yeah, so I wanted to reach out to more, connect with people. I guess outside of work, my loved ones, friends, family. I actually have. Yeah. Every day I actually have reached out to people.
Yeah.
And connected with them, and it did bring some nice, I guess warmth. Yeah.
Back in.
Yeah, warmth. I'm like, okay. My new goal, I think, is I'm going to want to take more time for myself, because being able, even if it's in the morning for a half hour, or so whether it's like the gym or just journaling, reading, anything, like a half hour to myself, turning off my brain, no business, nothing, just turning off my brain and focusing on myself. Something to pump my soul up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nurturing that part of you.
Because I feel that your mental well-being trickles down to being a business owner, a friend, a daughter, a mom. Yes. And I'm working really hard to, work on myself. Yeah. That it could trickle down to those things. Yes. Because it starts from your mental being, and then that helps you perform.
And serve people.
Yeah. And if you are not mentally there, you're not present with the whole world around you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, we can talk days about that.
Yeah. I got real deep.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I feel like we got real deep. I'm actually really excited to re-listen to this.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to touch base. I opened up a guest book on our Instagram page. So how you can access that is if you go into the link in bio, you can leave a note that's like a public wall. It's a public guest book, so everyone else can start to see like what they think about this podcast, and if there's a golden nugget that you found or a quotable, like I think it'd be really cool for people to come and leave a message on that board, and we can all see it.
I want to see messages.
Yeah.
Also, like, even you know what? I want to see what topics you like to hear from us. Yeah.
So that's a way for us to keep that conversation open about these podcasts. Yeah. Just head over to our Instagram page, Passion Project Official, and click in the link in bio. It says koji.to/Passion Project Official. And then you can leave a message on the wall. It's the second button on the link.
And if you are a business too and you're an artist, please reach out to us. We want to connect with you. We want to see your work.
Yeah, we want to pick your brain and also offer a platform for you to share your craft and what you do and what your next plans are. How you're going to serve the community and what we should be looking out for.
Yeah. So thanks for listening and hanging out with us. We chose Starbucks today.
Yeah.
It's not 6 shots of espresso.
But your brain will still be happy.
Oh yeah, my brain's still wonderful. Yeah, and let us know feedback, and we will see you next episode.
Yeah, next episode is going to be more about the silver lining of overcoming obstacles. So we're going to touch a little bit on that and what that means, and we're so excited for it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Closer, we don't have an outro.
Soon.
Soon. Thanks, everyone.